Hey trappers, Dale Billingsley here, Billingsley Brand Lures. So guys, what I want to talk to y'all about today, just like the title in the video says, catching 900 coon with 60 sets. And it's very doable, it's very easy to do. But there are some things that you have to make sure line up in your favor. Now the biggest one of those things is to make sure that you have a population of raccoon. Okay? Here in the Midwest, generally speaking, that's not a problem. We're pretty well got them. The other thing is to make sure that you have access to those raccoons. All right, here in Iowa, it's not a big deal. We can legally trap in the road ditches. If you live, say, in Illinois or in maybe I think it's Nebraska that y'all aren't allowed to trap the right of ways either, you're going to need to line up some permission. Now, here's where guys fall on their faces, okay, because they don't think big enough. All right. You've got to get more ground as far as more permission than what you think you'll be able to cover. All right? That's important. I would rather tell a farmer or a landowner this, I would rather say to them, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't get to your farm this year, but you're first on the list next year, okay, than to just flat run out of ground and not be able to get any more. I would rather go to them and say that and know that it's okay that I'm going to be back next year than to absolutely just flat run out of ground. I got nowhere else to go. It's very important, guys. You've got to get plenty of access, okay? And then everything else is kind of out of your control other than make sure that you've got enough bait, enough lure in order to make those numbers work for you, all right? And all it takes, it's no joke, I did it last year. Me and my partner Mike Halk from Last Step Trap Supply and Hide Tan, and him and I did it. We took 800 coon here in Iowa, okay? Then we jumped down to Louisiana, and we caught 95 down there in 2 weeks. We took 800 of them here in 6 weeks. Then we jumped down there and we took 95 in 2 weeks, okay? So just not quite 900, but we was right there. We was knocking on the door pretty hard in 8 weeks of trapping. Now, generally speaking, here in Iowa, or here in the Midwest anyway, here in the lower Midwest, I should say, anything north of Interstate 80, you guys are going to have to play with the numbers just a little bit. But down here, south of Interstate 80, generally speaking, we get about 6 weeks of really good weather, okay, in order to make a pretty good coon catch. Further north you go, the smaller that window gets because y'all freeze up so much faster most years than what we do down here. So you're going to have to play with this formula just a little bit. All you have to do is catch 20 coon a day out of 60 sets, okay? Now, that's not impossible. That's very, very, very doable. To hold 20 coon a day for the average out of 60 sets. That means those first checks, 1 or 2 checks, you're going to have to be up there around that 40 mark. Okay, you're going to have to do about half. So you're going to have to make sure that when you put those sets in, you are dead smack, absolutely accurate on location. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't afford to miss or lose anything. All right, it's very important. And then after that, you can kind of float just a little bit because you've got that little bit of a cushion, see, and that'll carry you. That'll carry you through the month if you do it right. Now, you're going to have some high days, you're going to have some low days. But an overall average, if you can hold 20 coon a day average for 30 days, that's 600 coon. Okay, that's not bad. That's pretty good. Now, you've got another 2 weeks, say, to catch 100 coon a week, and you're at 800 in 6 weeks. Guys, that's doable. Most trappers don't think big enough, okay? That's what I'm trying to get at. And you've got to have enough sets, and it doesn't take hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sets. It takes the right kind of sets at the right locations, and you use every legal means available to you. Whether it's footholds, whether it's snares, conibears, or my all-time favorite, the dreaded dog proof. All right, whatever it is that you have to use to put into that location, then that's what you got to do. And load them locations up. Don't think you're going to go out here and whip the world setting 1 or 2 sets per stop and think you're going to do any good, because it's not going to happen. All right. If you've got, let's say you've got a coon trail here in Iowa. Let's just take Iowa for instance. Okay, we can trap the right of ways. You pull up to a location, you've got coon trail on both sides of the road. Load them up. 6, 8, 10 traps at that stop. Okay, now granted, you're not going to have very many stops in a day, and I understand that. I get that. Guys, we did it, and we were home every day between 12 and 1. Every day we were home between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock, depending on whether we had to move. The longer days, when we're closer to 1 o'clock or even 12 o'clock, is the days that we were pulling and moving stuff, okay? But if we just had a new line fresh out and we were running it through the first check, we could be done by 10:30, 11 o'clock without any problem. No problem. Load them locations up. You are not going to do it setting 1 or 2 traps to a trail. You've got to get things going. You've got to put in enough sets to take care of the misses that you're going to have, to take care of the non-targets such as the coon, such as the possums and the skunks and the occasional fox and the coyotes and the bobcats and all that other good stuff. You're out there to take numbers of coon. This is what you have to concentrate on. And then for God's sakes, guys, don't drive by a coon. Don't think I'm going out here and do nothing but set dry land sets and that's all I'm going to set. Why would you do that? Why would you handicap yourself? Set the water too. There's nights that coon go to the water. There's nights that coon don't go to the water. And they're the only ones that can tell you what night that's going to be. You can't figure that out on your own. So, to my knowledge, yeah, you can talk to a coon, but I'm pretty sure he's not going to answer back. And if he does, let me know, because I got some questions I need to ask. So there's going to be nights that coon go to the water. There's going to be nights that coon don't go to the water. So you've got to cover all your bases. Don't handicap yourself, okay? That's the biggest thing. The other thing is, like I said, you're going to be in a race against time. You're going to be in a race against the weather. Those things are out of your control. There's nothing you can do about either one of those. So you have to reach out and get a hold of the things that you can control, such as having enough permission, having enough locations, having enough bait and lure ready, having all those things that you can control. Those are the things you need to have in control. Okay, guys, I know this was kind of I don't know what you want to call it. I know it's a short little video, kind of maybe a slap in the face kind of video. Maybe it's things that you already know, but I'm sure that there's some guys out there that didn't quite have a grasp on it. Hopefully I've shed a little light on that subject. If you enjoyed this video, guys, if you would please just hit that thumbs up for me. That's all I'm asking. I appreciate everything you've done for this video. I appreciate every one of you tuning in to watch. You don't know how much that means to me. Leave me a comment down below, guys. I'm one of the very few that I promise you I will answer every comment that's left of me. You took time out of your day to watch this video and to comment. The least I can do is take time out of my day to answer it. Guys, I appreciate it. And once again, this is Dale Billingsley with another one. Signing out.